Okay, it is clean up time. I apologize for a little bit back in the video where I was going to show the clip of me doing some high banking. That was my plan, but I accidentally deleted that clip after I edited the last video together. So it was a no-go on that. I apologize. And I deleted the whole video I had made from my video editing deal, so I couldn't even cut that clip out and put it in here. So I apologize, but not that big a deal. Not that big a deal at all. We are going to go through these. I'm going to classify plus minus kitchen strainer, and then we're going to do, I don't know, I think that's probably 60 mesh, 50 mesh screen there, because there's a lot of small gold. I was going to set up the blue bowl, but I need to get new hoses for my pump, so I don't want to mess with that right now before we do this. My neck is killing me. I've got a bunch of titanium in my neck, and it's just been hurting down between my shoulders, so I got this set up a little higher so I'm not bending down. We're doing some panning, so let me go get some more water so we can do some wet classifying, and we shall return. Okay, I think we are ready to go. I need to move some pans around. Hold on, I'm not ready. Okay, I think we are more ready-ish. So we're going to go plus and minus kitchen strainer, and then minus, I think it's 50 or 60 mesh. So we will see how that goes. I don't know what Millie is whining about. Yeah, see that? I've got a 30 mesh that isn't ripped. That would definitely work a lot better. Hold on again. Okay, I've looked all over for my damn camera stand, and I cannot find it anywhere. So, since I can't classify this obviously one-handed and do it semi-right, and I can't find my camera stand, I shall return. I've got the one that's on like a boom deal that I could have raised up above there. I don't know where's that. But anyway, let me classify this stuff down, and then we'll do some panning and see what we came up with in those 2 days. We are lined out, ready to go. That is the little bitty stuff, the minus 60, I believe, or 50. Minus kitchen strainer plus the 50 or 60. And then the plus kitchen strainer with the addition of one thing full of like plus 50 or 60 mesh. I wasn't paying attention. I was hollering at the dogs, actually, barking at somebody that was going out in the road doing something. So I wasn't paying attention. I threw it in there, so we're going to have to take a little more time with that than what I had planned. This right here is what we rinsed out of the garret that I used to carry the cons up with because I didn't have a bucket down there. All my buckets are full of tomato plants and pepper plants pretty much right now. So this, like I said, is what I scraped and rinsed out of the garret that we brought the cons out of. So this should give us an idea, a pretty good peek of what's to come, I would think. I've been texting little brother Vendetta. I was telling him I probably ran material for 6 hours, maybe 7, and probably 4 hours of that, or 5, was, or maybe even more, was Highbanking, was pushing a shovel. So look at there. And then we dredged off I don't know, 4 foot. Oh, that wasn't even gold. Dang it. 4 foot section of bedrock. Like, cleaned it up, found a few little holes in that. But those little pockets and holes, I mean, where that slick bedrock all around there, it's like the game Plinko, you know, where the thing slides down, hits all the pegs, and you have, you know, 8 slots or whatever, 10 at the bottom that it could land in. And that's sort of the way with gold movement. So, you know, most of them ain't going to have gold or enough to, you know, worry about or even notice a lot of times. But some will. Flip these rocks out of the way. Alright, we did that. See, there's a speck of like micro gold. You can see it shining right there, left hand corner, about center of the screen. Just in like a 1/8 of an inch from the edge. We've seen a lot of that micro gold in there when we did our little bit down on the creek that day. There's a piece. Oh, let me clean this off. We're blurry for some reason. Alright, let's see if that's better. I'll try to zoom in was my intention. See, there's a piece of fine gold trying to float down on us here. Let's slide that up. I was going to use the blue ball, which would be a lot more. That piece keeps trying to slide down. A lot more appropriate, but as I mentioned earlier, I believe my hoses are shot for that thing. I see 3 specks up there at the top's one, and I swore I seen a couple lower. There we go. So that's, I mean, look, popping up in the corner. Most of it was Highbanking, that ancient riverbed material. Yeah, there's fine gold all over in there. So I expect to get that, quite a bit of that. I mean, we only dredged like a 4 foot by 3 foot section, anywhere from a foot, maybe 10 inches deep, down to 6 inches deep. So this is mostly flood gold that was stuck, and I would say most of it was stuck in that irony clay layer that we ran back. It turned into shell. But look at that, and there's a lot of fine gold in there. So this is going to take a while panning this out, but there is a bunch of flour gold. John R., when he came down last year, he shelved in that bank all day, and he said he found a bunch of this stuff too. So if I was to get serious about working down there, we'd probably find some amounts of gold. There's the big golds. I mean, me and Richard, or me and Vendetta, me and Ron F., I mean Dylan Miller, I mean we've messed around under the bridge. Several of us, I have done crevice and stuff, poking around there, flipping tiles. And you can run a big, like Garrett pan full of material, crevice, and find usually one nice flake and the small stuff, you know, or a nice speck or two. But every once in a while, you know, you'll find that chunker. I mean, somebody that's good at panning could knock this down a lot faster. I said it's definitely blue ball material, but it's alright. So, get over here in the shade. That is a bunch of pieces of gold in that couple spoons full of material that we just ran. So, it's going to take a while. You see all them garnet sands, black sands there. So let me work on this for a while. And yeah, we'll jump in here every now and then. Find a big giant chunker. I'll probably work on the smaller stuff first. It's going to take a while. I don't know. I need to make me another cup of coffee. I do know that. Get this stuff sucked up. So, looking good so far. All gold matters, right? That little gold adds up for sure. I went through the minus kitchen strainer plus 60 or 50 or whatever it is. Found a little piece of wire gold, a little piece of either like gold chain from back where the wagon trail used to go across there and the old bridge was there, or it might be a little piece of wire. I didn't see a magnet out here real handy. I'll find one. And a couple like little flakes, a couple little chunky pieces. Not much actually. Some fine gold. So this is what was left after spooning it out and panning in my black pan. So I haven't used this Falcon finishing pan for panning much. I figured we would run the rest of this stuff down in it. Since how it was already there. You can see all the garnets in there. A lot of that is sort of chunky black sand and probably magnetic. Little garnets rolling around. I'm sweating, man, it is hot. Readjust here. Shoulder's starting to hurt a little bit. I'm probably going to go in and take a lunch break after this. And then we'll probably come back and run that bigger stuff, actually. Be pretty fast. And then I'll work on that minus stuff over the next day or two. Richard's going to be here Thursday. The rain man's coming along with the rain. We'll make do though. Ain't going to be that much rain. So, it's going to be hot. The rain will probably feel good. Going to come down Thursday afternoon, I think. And stay. Head back Friday evening. I already see a piece popping through. Or a couple pieces up there, I think. I don't really use this pan much. There's a piece of gold hanging right there, I think. If it was, it's gone now. More flashing around. This is just washing down this pan. I've watched several small pieces go down. See all that stuff? We see a few pieces in there. Let me reset and then two-hand this. Try to get the gold back up in there, and we'll suck it up. And I'm going to eat, and then we'll work on that big stuff. Okie dokie. Belly's full. Didn't get another cup of coffee though. We'll have to remedy that in a little bit. Alright, this is our plus kitchen strainer, plus that small stuff that I accidentally threw in there. I think we're just going to do a scoop at a time here at first. And here we'll do a couple pans on here. I hate to pop off with a big old chunker and not have it on video. And I'm lacking on pans. There must be, I've been giving a bunch away, but piece of iron. I must have several down over the hill. So I've got a black one like this with a lip in it, and then a green one just like this. That's MIA. Some plug holes in there. Let's pick a few of these big ones out of here. What we got in here? Plenty of garnets. Keep an eye out for emeralds and stuff. There's something right there. Lots of nice garnets in there, ain't there? Pieces of jasper. Sapphire, I think, probably right there. Maybe. The sapphires in Indiana aren't what you'd think they would look like. A piece of lead there. What did I just push down there? I don't see any chunkers in there. I don't see anything. Micro gold up there. We just washed most of it down. Some lead rolling around. Not on that one. No chunkers. Of course, that's be a fairly decent piece to be plus kitchen strainer. But that's what we want. For life to get anyway. Come on, chunker. More lead, garnets, jasper. There's a piece of quartz there. Nice garnets. No chunkers. Dang it. Alright, we're almost 5 minutes into no gold here. Let me go through the rest of this, and if there is a big chunker, I'll show you. If not, we'll just move on to this stuff, I guess. We have almost reached the end of our journey. Not looking great. Not for as much material as we ran. I don't know, I mean, just upstream from that, I mean, we was doing pretty good. So, we've got this right here. We'll rinse that out into our pan, and we'll get that pan down, and then we can do the big snuffer dump. Big anticipation. No chunkers. I was hoping for some nice flakes like I found upstream this year, but none of that going on. Of course, we didn't clean off but maybe a 4x3 foot, sections, oval actually, of bedrock. So most of it was high banking, just dirt and clay and cobble. So gonna take both hands to get this rinsed out. We got our dollar store condiment squirt bottle that I got for $1. So we'll get it rinsed off into that pan. We'll come back and run it down. We're just going to go ahead and use this hex pan. Ain't used it in a while. Run it all down that corner. Be a little easier anyway, collecting that fine gold all in one spot there. Rained again last night. Big water up the road was up, not a whole lot, maybe 6-8 inches, but it was pretty muddy yesterday. It can be up a little bit. It actually might help us out. Me and Richard dredged in a couple days if it's up a little bit, because that slab of bedrock there at our honey hole would actually be underwater then, and we could work that whole bedrock shelf really good then. So a little high water might actually be in our favor. I mean, the rain man's coming, so high water and rain is pretty probable, more than possible, but we'll make do. We're going to get the equipment up here today, probably. Dredge and pump and hoses and all the stuff that would need to go with it. Which my son's got a old wheel horse lawn tractor over here. They put a motor on him and his buddy. Got it put together. His buddy's got a couple of them. I mean, that's what they did our food plot down over the hill with. But he can use that to pull the pump up the hill and the box, compared to dragging it by hand, which is what I did last time that we took the dredge elsewhere. Well, both times actually. We'll go ahead and see if we can wash this back. There's still a lot of material in there. Turn it over here and use the whole side of that pan there. Give it a little sluice action. Let me move around here. We got a little bit of sun going on here. I can zoom in some. Hex pans are pretty awesome multi-use pans for sure. And they're good on the creek. I mean, these things, you can't move as much material as you can with Garrett, but got these big riffles on it and smaller ones. It does the job for sure. I'm hoping there's a like a 1/4 gram of flour in this last pile that was stuck to the bottom of the pan. Make it more a little better clean out, more suitable to the time that I spent. But I'm not seeing a big wave of gold sliding across those little micro riffles there. Actually, with it cloudy, I ain't really hardly. Don't know if I could see them. Alright, we're going to pan this stuff back. Get it all down there in that corner. Let's see what we have, if anything. Washing back with these things takes a little bit of practice because the water don't, a little bit popping through there, don't like swirl around. You just sort of gotta flip it, or you put it all up against here and do the back and forth deal. There's a piece. Might have been that same one we seen. There's a couple pieces there. I'll just want to stick in the pan. That was, I mean, we found quite a few pieces of gold, but I don't think it moved the scales. Look at a few of the pieces are sort of chunky, had a little character to them, not like the flat rounded out little flakes that you find a lot of times. My theory still is, and I've got a couple videos where we crushed up some of this rhyolite that we got out of the creek down here, and it's got like almost crystalline gold is what we get out of it. So I think those chunky pieces we find down here are where the pieces of rhyolite have deteriorated and gold broke free from that. Not great. I washed several pieces down. There's a piece trying to get away. So let me get this little bit sucked up and we'll do a snuffer dump. Alright, there's a little bit of a smile there. Not much. I said that one's really got a lot of character in it compared to usual gold. And that one thing right there, I do believe is a piece of like gold chain or something. We found like piece of silver watch bob chain down here, a gold chain, like necklace chain, silver rings, all kinds of stuff's come out up down here. I assume from where the wagon trail went through there. But this right here is not iron. It don't stick to a magnet. It sort of looks like it is. It might be, I don't think it's aluminum, but it does not stick to a magnet, and it is as heavy as the gold. So I don't know on that. Might be a piece of copper or something maybe, but got a little piece of wire there, which Richard said that we found a piece or two down in there last time, but like I said, that one's sort of a weird piece. Got a lot of character. It's been smashed flat, sort of striated there. But that's it. I doubt it would move the scales. I guess we can see, but I doubt it. It might pay for, it might move the scales. But I may have paid for that $6 worth of gas that I ran out down there over 6 hours or more. So there's a lot of, oh yeah, I can't even see those until I zoom in a lot of that gold, until I get my phone close. But there's a lot of pieces of gold. A lot of gold weight wise for sure. Did find some lead, a big part of a probably hand forged square spike. Probably early stamped out square nail. Wire, some lead, no big chunks of gold, but we found some, definitely, and it's in the backyard. That's why I always gotta keep telling myself when I don't have a great day down there. It's 100 yards from the house, so I am really blessed, and I gotta remind myself of that sometimes. Excuse me. I'm going to jump on off here. Like I said, I appreciate you following along. Not a big pile, but that's the way it goes sometimes, you know. We tried. So I don't know whether we're getting too far back in the bank, or I just didn't clean up enough bedrock probably. Me and Richard had that, found, I don't know, 1/10 and a half, probably close to 2/10 down there a month or so ago. But he was dredging and flipped over a big slab of bedrock and with a hole underneath it while I was shoveling. So we found some nice pieces, and Richard probably come up with those dredging. But 2/3 of this was high banking time, so it's probably where that flood gold came from, I'm guessing. And bigger pieces probably come from the bedrock, maybe, that we cleaned off. I don't know, but we found gold. That was the point, I guess. So like I said, and it was in the backyard. I can't complain much. It was nice weather. Water was nice and cool. It was sun shining. So time to prep for Rain Man coming up and get that adventure going. So I'm getting ready to post up some pay dirt, I think. Probably before you see this video on my community page, so go back and check it out. There might be some more left if y'all are interested in that. Happy birthday to the Rain Man Richard, A3 Sky Warrior. His birthday was yesterday, which will be probably several days from this video, but wanted to wish him a late happy birthday, I guess. Y'all take care, and we'll be seeing y'all in the water soon with the Rain Man.